talk about what's going on with the trial.
Diddy trial update, y'all. Cassie and Victim 3 missing, jury delayed, Diddy Coin scam. Tisa tells reacts. We got Tisa reacting. Y'all already know that's my ex-girlfriend. Make sure y'all dropping likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, she broke up with me. You can joke on me if you want to. I can admit it. I was wrong. But whatever. Make sure you dropping likes. But listen, Diddy trial update. Cassie. Listen, the jury made some. Listen, Monday, the jury will be concluded. I got some great conversations with like Renato Stabile and a couple of other great people, man. Trust me. Newscasters down there. I even was talking with the guy from Inside Edition, Les. So we even got some dope conversations like that. So salute to everybody. Everybody hit the poll on the way in. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna take a listen to Tisa Tells. Then we're gonna get a little bit into Khadijah Lynn. We might go into Mariah Morale, a couple of other content creators to see what they think about the situation. Me personally, I've been at the courtroom. I just was live at the courtroom just now today. Today, we was also able to go up inside the courtroom. So we actually got a chance to be in the courtroom and see Diddy. Okay, everybody got a chance to, not everybody, but a couple of people got a chance to actually see Diddy, blue sweatshirt with collared shirt, with the white button up, with the tie, silver gray hair, comb back. You know what I mean? We got a chance to see some of that too as well. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. We're gonna get into the breakdown. Salute to everybody.
This jury selection, we can talk about.
Salute to everybody. Got drop likes on the way in.
Diddy's team that doesn't make any sense, and we have to talk about will this actually make or break the trial? As you guys know, the Sean Diddy Combs trial was expected to start on Monday. Diddy's team were the ones when jury selection could have been completed on Thursday. Diddy's team asked them to move it till Friday. Now, listen, at that point, everybody in the legal circles, well, not everybody, but me and the one-time people I know, were like, wait a second, that don't make any sense. Why don't you get this done Thursday so if there's any issue, it can be resolved Friday, and the trial can still start Monday? Well, guess what, guys? It looks like these issues did actually come to pass, because even though Diddy's team said, hey, we'll just do it Friday, it seemed like shrewd legal maneuvering to buy another day, buy more time, make sure witnesses don't show up, make sure that the trial looks like it's in shambles. Listen, I know what y'all saying, oh, Diddy's still gonna be convicted guilty, but you gotta remember this. Diddy, okay? Diddy only needs one juror to have sympathy for him.
Everybody hit the poll.
One juror to see things his way. One juror.
I just want to know what y'all thinking. Do y'all think Diddy's guilty or do you think he's innocent? That don't mean you judging him by hitting the poll. It's just because all of us are like the 13th jury member. Me being in the courtroom every day, I've been in the court this whole week. Me being in the court, I'm seeing these jury members trying to be down. Some people saying the right things like they on a job interview. Oh no, I ain't never clicked nothing, Your Honor. Your Honor, like, you sure you ain't clicked nothing? So you see people really want to be a part of the case just for notoriety. Everybody got their own reasons. You know what I mean? Some people's being honest. One guy came up there and said, look, I would have a bias about him. I think that he's the type of people that try to get away with everything. And if I'm there, I'm going to have a bias. I was like, yo, hats off to him. The judge was like, I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate your candor. That type vibes, you know what I mean? So some people is actually speaking their mind truthfully and just saying what they actually feel. You know what I mean? Other people, this one guy, it was a 420. He talked about, I smoked weed last night. They're like, so you gonna quit smoking weed? I'm like, I can't believe the judge and them is having this conversation about them, the juror member smoking weed or not. You hear me? And then the jury member says, weed messes up it messes with him. Who says that weed messes with you? Who says this? No one in the world. You say liquor, anything else, but you say weed, I'm okay on weed. He ain't gonna go in the court talking about weed impairs his thinking or whatever is impairing. I said, oh my God, I can't do it.
You think, oh, you know what, the government's case isn't even that strong. One juror to say that's up for the whole thing. One juror to say the 6-pack of white women are being racist. That's all he needs. Sign the prosecution if you don't get a black lawyer on your team right the act now. And wait there, we get pretty excited about.
You see that? Okay. Listen, they said the prosecution team, even when he was in the court, they was making some claims about the prosecution team is like a group of white women, is reminding them of some kind of stuff. They're going back in the days with what it was reminding them, this pack of white women supposedly alleged. But it's crazy, it's crazy. The things you hear in the court, it's crazy.
Let me just say this. Damian Williams used to hit
Everybody
the
hit the
Second
poll.
District in New York. He resigned when Trump came into power, okay? Now, many people said he resigned before he got fired because Trump wanted his own guy in there. Second District in New York is one of the most powerful prosecution teams if not the most powerful prosecution team for the government in the United States. And anyway, when Damian Williams was the head of this, because he was the first black man to beat the Second District in New York, Diddy and his team were mute on any racism. Mute on, oh my God, you're trying to take down a black man, because you're talking to another black man, it falls short. Now that Damian Williams has been replacing the whole prosecution team, is white. Now they come up with the six-pack of white woman stuff. Again, it's all stupid.
Everybody hit the poll on the way in, hit the likes on the way in. We breaking it down. I got notes. I've been at the courtroom this whole week. Jury selection will be finalized on Monday the 12th. Cassie is expected to testify. Some people are saying the defense was trying to make a claim that Cassie was also had a propensity for violence as well in the relationship, so they had this back and forth for violence. We know that we're talking in defense with that because if you're a victim, and they're trying to like make you a suspect now. So there was a toggle and a battle and a back and forth about that. There's a lot going on in this case, but we was gonna keep breaking it down.
Because anybody that wants to believe that, first of all, Diddy, if you truly believe this is about race, then put your money where your mouth is. Why don't you let us know the names of a few other monsters? Go on. Listen, let them know the name of some white monsters that they can go after. And then you will prove, oh my God, you're only going after me because of racism. If you know other people, men or women who are white, who are doing that same messed up stuff you've been accused of doing, why don't you give those names to the prosecutors? Right? I'm telling you, why don't you? But you can't, because you won't. Because as much as you scream at racism, the only thing that you're mad about is that you got caught. Where's all this philanthropy that Diddy used to do? Remember?
I got PTSD because you know this is my ex-girlfriend, y'all, and she broke up with me. She like, cause you got caught. It reminded me when she broke up with me, y'all. Y'all get the lights up, bro. I got PTSD right now. Tisa tells my ex-girlfriend, go ask her. She broke up with me and that's what she told me. You got caught. I said, I didn't know what to say.
Wow, in this community.
I just walked in the door, y'all.
All these awards, all these college scholarships, all this stuff. We found out that it was all PR. He made a thing to Howard. He never paid that scholarship grant. He never did anything. It was all smoke and mirrors for PR to make it look like he was a savior of the community. And he wasn't doing nothing but fleecing pockets and using poor black and brown students as like just PR fodder. But again, for all those people saying they got to take that black man, can we have the names? Can we have the names? Because we will go after them too, the U.S. Attorney's Office will. But Diddy doesn't care because he's interested in protecting the system. So if you're interested in protecting the system, ain't nothing you can say when
Harvey's still going on, right? What's going on, Harvey? It's a lot. We gonna get into Harvey.
baby, it's musical chairs, and you're the only one left standing. Anyway, let's get back into this, right? Listen, at the end of the day, the fact that the judge let this happen, I'm gonna say it now. Judge Arun has a great record. But see, here's the thing. I feel like the judge might be a little bit too greedy. I feel like this case might be too big for the judge. Celebrity cases, especially when the media involved, there's a lot of moving parts. Even if we can't see it,
I saw Brian Steele today too. I got a video of Brian Steele today. I saw Brian Steele. First time I seen him. I've been down in the court a few days. He came out, so I was like, okay. I got Brian Steele today too, so you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I got a little combo with him though, but so, you know.
A lot of moving parts. And I feel like the judge, he keeps falling for Diddy's tricks. How did the defense ask it to be moved to Friday instead of Thursday? Because they were trying to delay the date of the trial. And when you delay the date of the trial, it sends a message to prospective jurors that the prosecution isn't ready, that there's something going on and they can't start on time. The fact that Judge Arun is existing in a universe where he doesn't understand these tricks that the defense plays, that he doesn't understand how the defense acts for A, it's not in good faith because they are really trying to get the B. You are the judge. Let me just say that the jury is in charge of deciding what's true or not. Okay? But the judge is
Salute if you drop a line.
applying law. Law is procedural as well as ascertaining facts. The judge is supposed to steer the ship so that justice can be delivered and that neither side can use any tricks or terms. The judge is on top of the prosecution, but when it comes to defense, he keeps giving them these little outs. He keeps giving them these little favors, whether wittingly or unwittingly, and it's really disconcerting because do you not realize what, right? Do you not realize at all what is at stake and what they're doing and how this is a form of jury tainting? Honestly, I'm going to need the old heads from the court to get involved with Judge Arun and actually see what's going on because, yeah, listen, and get this. The judge says that he's delaying jury selection because he's concerned about cold feet. Have you lost your mind? Do you not know how jury selection goes? I don't believe this. There are 45 people, now 43, because 2 people were taken off. We'll talk about a different video. They are now saying, yes, we are ready for trial, or we will go. And you're now saying, I don't know, listening to the prosecution, they might get cold feet. Who would get cold feet? Who would get cold feet? Everybody there wants to be there. Everybody in the media, all the court reporters say, there's something different about this trial. Usually people be killing themselves after getting on jury. Now, everybody wants to be on this jury. Everybody wants to.
Yo, everybody hit the poll. I'm telling you, jury duty. Yo, you don't want to be on nobody's jury. You know you don't. You don't. Nobody wants to be on anyone's jury. I'm telling you. These people want to be down with this jury so bad. You don't even understand. You don't even really understand, bro. People really want to be down with this jury bad. Bad. I never seen it like that. People are saying the right things like they're in a damn interview for a job. Swear. You would think they're going for a job. I swear. People trying to say the right thing. I'm like, they're like, one guy acted like he didn't read nothing, he never saw nothing. People looking at each other in the courtroom like this. We all looking at each other like this. You serious? Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But that judge, he's not a fool though. I give him that. He ain't a fool. Everybody in the court.
The defense more time to investigate the jurors and find something. But the fact that the judge isn't even reading the room, cold feet, I'll tell you something. Even for traffic cases, nobody wants to be on
Hit the poll then, bro. Hit the poll, team.
It's different, right? It's a celebrity factor. But even in cases where nobody wants to be there, when the jury tells you, all right, so you've been selected and make sure you're here at 9 a.m., the people show up. Nobody doesn't show up. Do you know you can get arrested for not showing up? Do you know how much trouble you could be in for not showing up? And the fact that the judge is really saying this dumb mess, oh my God, you're concerned about cold feet. You guys.
Yeah, I miss my ex, y'all. It's my ex, man. Let me have my moment. Yeah, let me have my moment. Let me have my moment. We got a lot to break down, though. We damn sure got a lot to break down. Hold up. I don't know if you're hearing her really good, though. Are y'all hearing her really good? Thumbs up with somebody if you are y'all hearing her. Because I know it has an echo in some spaces. You know what I mean? It has an echo. Hold up. Let me see what she's saying. So we got a lot to get through. A lot to break down. Okay, what's this? Alright, cool. Let's listen to this real quick. While we listen to this, hold on.
You, the online retailer, chooses the dropship style.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see this. Hold up.
How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Diddy Coin, more information is coming out. If you guys don't know, the trial was delayed. The defense is doing a legal finesse. And I'm really hoping the judge actually wakes up and realizes this is not an episode of Law and Order and starts seeing their finesse. But more importantly, the prosecution got what they want, and they are entering into a weekend of a negative tailspin meant to get all of Diddy's lackeys, all of Diddy's sympathizers, and strategically leak information that can literally make you lose faith in any of the jurors. What's the new thing they leaked? That this is victim number 5. But guess guess what? The judge actually said something crazy about victim number 5. That is not good for the prosecution. Yo, let's get into this because what is going on?
Everybody drop it like it hit the poll. Everybody hit the poll. We want to know what you're thinking. Hit the poll. That's all I want to know. What are you thinking? Share, like, hit the poll, subscribe.
How much they try to act like Kevin Mark Garagos are close. Boy, shut up. Anyway, they said the Diddy trial, prosecutors reveal victim 5, they might testify. A list of alleged Diddy victims involved in his smash trafficking trial is expanding because we've learned the feds also have a witness they're calling victim 5. Now, prosecutors buried the existence of the alleged victim in legal documents last month, but victim 5 just came up in court Friday as Diddy trial proceeds. Now, let me say one thing, right? They didn't bury it. We actually made a video about victim 5. It wasn't buried. However, TMZ never once, in my opinion, to give the full scope of what's going on with Diddy. They tried to make it seem like Cassie was the only victim and that they were swingers. When you
I'm gonna tell you about some TMZs that I've seen around the courtroom. Stuffing cameras in people's. I'm like, these people really doing that? It's nasty work, bro. Nasty work with y'all TMZs.
access to the same legal papers we all did, but that's just me. Now get this. TMZ goes on to say, now the person's identity is still unknown, but that could soon change. Are y'all ready for this? And again, I don't know what Judge Arun is doing. Listen, he's a good judge. He's not corrupt. However, he is pretty green. He went from clerking for Justice Ginsburg, to being a federal judge. He knows legal doctrine. He knows legal canon. Does he know the dirty tricks and legal finesse that you pay these $1 million defense attorneys for? And let's go out to the defense attorney. Y'all really do know the Lord's work, especially for people that can't afford $1 million. My point of the matter is, does he know the legal finesse? Anyway, listen to what they say. Because Judge Arun ruled Friday that victim number 5 will not be granted an anonymity during the trial. I repeat, he ruled that victim 5 will not be granted anonymity. According to the legal documents obtained by TMZ, the feds appear to be introducing this potential witness as evidence that he committed an act of sexual misconduct in the past, which he's not being charged for in this criminal case. Diddy's legal team tried to keep this alleged victim story out of the trial, but Judge Subramanian is allowing some of the testimony. And that seems to be Judge Subramanian. It looks like he said, you know what, I'm going to split both of this down the middle. Y'all don't want the testimony in, we'll keep it in. You guys want victim 5 to be anonymous? We're not keeping them anonymous. However, it leads me to believe that
everybody hit the poll.
A public figure that has spoken in the past about Diddy.
Everybody hit the poll. I've been live at the court.
Is Aubrey victim number 5? Is Gina?
For the last few days I've been there. I've been live, so if you like that live, I'm there. I'm talking to many of the people that's there. I just spoke to someone that was from Diddy's camp on that side, at least we should say. I avid supporter of him. I knew him for 38 years or so. I got a conversation that I'm going to upload to my upload section as well. So I got a lot of short things and uploads that I'm going to be doing all today and tomorrow too as well, because I just want to make sure that you're all getting the content the right way. I even got a conversation with Renato Stabile, who's the top defense attorney, and I was speaking with him. I even got Brian Steele today. I got a footage with Brian Steele as well today. He left court, you know what I mean? He left way after court was over, you know what I mean? So I didn't even expect to see Brian Steele. This is how late he left after. He probably left around maybe like 3 after court was done, you know what I'm saying? Pretty early. They wrapped up pretty early. Everything will be concluded on Monday as far as jury selection goes. It's the last final process of the jury selection process. Whoever's made it into the pool has made it into that pool. But now from there comes that. Then they made the defense made some bombshell allegations against Cassie, saying that she had a propensity for violence as well as Puff in a relationship. The judge said he's going to make a ruling on all those things on Monday. They also are really on this victim number 3 who's missing. You know what I'm saying? She's been missing. I'm just going to say victim number 3. I'm going to put a shield here on it, even though I feel I know who they were speaking to me and told me who victim 3 is. But, you know, he or she, whatever, is missing. And some people are saying she's missing because he or she wants to be Some people are saying they miss it because they're scared, or all kinds of different things. You know what I mean? They have a change of heart. So I've been hearing a couple of stories being down in the courtroom. So salute to everybody. And like I said, subscribe to the channel. Everybody hit the poll. I'm live down there. I see the guys just playing. I said, you on NBC? I said, you on NBC? I'm like, that's crazy. It's funny. But we just down there, you know what I mean? And salute to all the people that I've been conversing with down there, top news people, top journalists. I've been learning so much from all of y'all, people from News One, people from NBC, ABC. I've watched out for years. And y'all have shown me so much about journalism myself. Just learning from y'all. So salute to all of y'all. Let's get back to Tisa.
Victim number 5 is Capricorn Clark.
Everybody hit the poll and drop a like. The poll means something because I need to know what y'all thinking. Because I used to have my 1-2 jokes allegedly because I do my comedy. But me being in the courtroom, listening to potential jury members, people fluffing, acting like they don't got a bias. Regardless of anybody that was speaking, many of the people that were potential jurors were saying that we did see the Cassie video. I was speaking with some people down there, and someone had told me that they were saying, because this is when I was in court, but I took a break, I think, because they were saying that the judge was making a ruling on the tape itself being good or not good. The one person that was with me, and he was writing the taking notes, and he showed me, they said that's what they saw, but I still got to get confirmations on that directly. You know, I should have asked Renato Stabile about that earlier today, but I will go about getting the confirmation on all of that on Monday before I even speak, because I know us seeing the video alone, it's going to put a bias on anyone's mind. You know what I mean? I don't care if you were a person that was domestically violent in your own past. When you see that video and then you're called to do a jury, be a part of a jury, you're going to have a bias when you hear maybe other potential victims coming up telling their story. And if their stories are somewhat similar to this story, is something that we've seen with the Cassie thing, this may trigger the bank to respond to think maybe a person's likely to be more guilty than innocent. You know what I mean? So the judge is really, really specific on, you know, people not having biases. But like I said, all of us are the 13th jury member. You know what I mean? We all may have a bias in some shape, form, or fashion. You know, I spoke to a guy today who's from Puff's side, but he doesn't have no bias. His bias is towards the opposite end. So it's good to see people that's on both sides of the fence. I spoke to a couple of people downtown in Manhattan that spoke to me. They were like, no, 2 women. One was a big podcast, got like 500,000 subscribers. They were like, no, they feel he's guilty. Another woman was like, no, I feel he's guilty. And then she posed a question back to me saying, so do you think he's guilty of anything? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's a hard one to say too. You know what I'm saying? Is he guilty of anything? But I know that if the Cassie tape is allowed to be admissible in court, then all of us will be like, damn, bro, you guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're from the streets and all of that, you gonna say, bro, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? What we doing with that? You know what I mean? Some people say it's a money grab, this and this and that. Do you feel it's a money grab? That's why I put the multiple selections in there. Yes, no, you could be unsure. You know what I mean? It's okay to be unsure in this time. We live in a futuristic time where everybody takes everybody's thoughts. You know what I mean? You come up with one of the greatest captions today on your Facebook or your Instagram, and I see it, and people see it, and they're like, oh, that's so fire, it's hot. And then they take your caption and write it in their own Facebook or Instagram, like it's their caption and their thought. So a person just captured your thought, captured it, actually, they captured your caption. Right? So we live in a world where people take other people's thoughts for their own thoughts. A lot of people don't want to have their own brains and think for themselves. So for me, I like to go through paperwork. I don't like to just deem people guilty. I go through a lot of true crimes on my channel. I read cases with Big Meech and all kinds of people, Cuffy Gatlins and many other different people, Shannon, Sharp, and many people. I may make my little jokes sometimes with some things, but these things are not jokes. Many people were hurt, allegedly. So we just want to make sure that we're doing right by both sides. And Puff is allegedly, I mean, he's innocent, not allegedly, he's innocent until proven guilty, and all of these things are alleged at the moment. So let's get into a little bit more Tisa, then we got a further breakdown. We're going to go into Kavisha Lynn, and then we'll be getting into Moran Morelli, a London-based podcast, and he has strong opinions against Diddy. So I just want to just move it around, but people have some opinions for and against, and you know what I mean, so we can move it around, because we just can't be an echo chamber where it's one thought in anything, not just Diddy. We just can't be an echo chamber in any one thing. When all of the voices are saying yay, 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 or nay, 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 we all need to take a step back and say, hold up, what do I really, really think? Because we can sometimes fall victim and be a part of the crowd. You know what I mean? And that won't make you a bad person. It's just sometimes human nature that we may want to just be with the crowd. Or maybe you never had the crowd type vibe when you was younger, so you want to be down with the crowd. or maybe you just don't want to be ridiculed by this crowd because you don't want to say, nah, I think he innocent, or you want to say, nah, I think he guilty, so you don't want to be ridiculed. So even all of the potential jurors that's going through this, they have a potential to be ridiculed for their thought, for their vote, when they get a chance to have a vote. And I think that's a real scary position, knowing that you have a person's fate in your hand and you have to get it right. At least you want to. Some people think about the judicial system and different things like that. Hopefully they get it right. So salute to everybody. Everybody drop a like. Let's get back into the content and break this thing down in real time.
So many people that got sucked into his madness. Do you see what I'm saying?
Cassie's gonna be critical.
So Diddy's team tried to keep this out. The judge said we'll keep it in.
And she's in New York. Allegedly, she's in New York.
And they're allowed to testimony. As for the other 4 alleged victims, Cassie has long been established as victim 1. That's no surprise. There are concerns victim 3 may not even show up in court to testify despite the subpoena. Whoever victim number 3 is, and it is rumored to be Gina Han, but nobody actually knows who it is. I will say this. If you think the feds are going to literally let you play in their face off of subpoenas,
me times 2 times for something.
Another thing coming. At the end of the day, the day going in.
Ramon, salute. Ted Turner, salute.
And there better not be proof that Diddy in any way, shape, or form influenced your decision. Anyway, in court filings, prosecutors have said victim 2 is expected to deliver anonymous testimony about financial losses, dependency, and social isolation she experienced during the relationship, all of which made her more vulnerable.
Everybody subscribe. Trust me.
The feds also say they have a 4th alleged victim.
It's like TMZ.
Who was allegedly coerced into smush.
Trust me. Subscribe to the channel now. I got a lot of different footage that y'all gonna be getting out there. You know what I mean? Just from us rebuilding a family unit here. Everybody's on go together. It's not about me just being on go by myself. We're all on go together here. Family unit. Everybody make sure you tap in. Everybody make sure you subscribe. Everybody start building up your YouTube channels. As I'm growing, I want y'all to be growing as well. Anything I can do to help any of y'all with your channels or whatever. If I need to pop up, do anything I need to do, just reach out to me on Instagram and I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? I'll take money to help each other. And we have to start showing the younger people that as well. Sometimes chasing that dollar, get you caught in a conspiracy, get you caught in a wild case, get you caught in this. So we can't be just chasing bread and chasing money. My grandmother told me that at a young age. She said every dollar is not a good dollar. You know what I mean? So that means that every view sometimes is not even a good view. Because some people don't have good intentions for you. So let us just have good intentions for each other. Everybody that believes in God, make sure you drop a 7 in the chat if you believe in God or Jesus. I'd just like to know where we're at. If you believe in the devil, you can drop a 6. I'm not knocking nobody for believing in anything that they want to believe in, okay? We just got to get together and build about things that we got to build about. Because whether you believe in the devil and I believe in God, there's things that's happening all around us that we need to get to. And we all come together can affect that. So let's just get to that first and then we could do that with each other if we want to. You know what I mean? But when we get to that point, I don't think we're going to do that. We're going to be smarter. So salute to everybody that understands what I just said.
She'll ask, who is that 4th victim? Honestly, it could be the chef that actually said that, well, we don't know if the chef got coerced into sexual acts, but she was forced to serve him during the free closing. You know, Diddy is crazy. It could be any of his ex-assistants. I do want to say this. The one thing that really warms my heart is the fact that Diddy's acting like this is all the prosecution has. It looks like KK probably flipped on Diddy. And KK knows everything. It looks like Brandon probably flipped on Diddy. That's Diddy's ex-alleged mule. It looks like a lot of people might have flipped on Diddy. But one thing that we need to keep in mind is there is way more evidence that the judge saw than Diddy saw, because he got his enterprise letter with his co-conspirators, with all the charges, with all the victims, and with everything. He got that like a few weeks ago. Diddy is trying to play stupid, like, oh, it's new to me. But he did actually get all that. So where does that leave us? Now TMZ is trying to act like, oh my God, there's a big victim. Maybe we reported on this weeks ago that there was
This is next.
Well, actually 8 months ago, that there was a victim. One thing though, because the enterprise letter was secret and it's confidential and there's a gag order, there's a chance that there is 7, 8, 9, 10 victims out there. There's a chance that there is a lot of victims out there, okay? Also, keep in mind, the Diddy trolls are out. Now, if you think that Diddy's not going to go out and fight,
Appreciate you, me times. Me two times.
A bridge to sell you in Wyoming. Okay? I will say this, that when it comes to Diddy, actually.
I know it's more people that believe in God than that. If you believe in God, drop a 7. That's real. When you have a chance to say you believe in God, you have to say it. If you believe in the devil, and I just ask you, do you believe in the devil? How are you not going to say yes, you believe in him? That means you don't believe. That means you don't believe. Whatever it is you believe in, even if it's this remote, I'm going to say it. I remember, I'm going to say I believe in it. So make sure that you believe in what you believe in and stand firm on it. Step out the crowd. Believe in what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Believe in what you believe in. Be firm on it.
I just want to say this. How can I say this?
Groundhog salute. Kalan salute.
I believe
Lord
that
salute.
Diddy is going to orchestrate a Blake Lively, whatever the guy, Justin Baldini blitz. Where he gets all of his lackeys, all of his trolls, all those people willing to do anything for a penny of an ounce of gold. He's going to utilize the network that made him intimidate people. But I also think that he's...
Everybody drop a like on the way in. Hit the poll, drop a like. Share the video.
Blitzkrieg on social media.
Poll, like, share.
Random comments saying crazy things. Oh, I agree with Diddy, this and that. They're going to be paying influencers to be like, wait a second, this could go either way. Maybe Diddy's innocent. They are going to use that $50 billion to buy Diddy's freedom.
Salute if you drop a like, I appreciate you. Straight up.
Probably $30 million.
You helping this thing move.
Instead of paying off victims, instead of paying them, he is literally going to use that money to buy social media. Case in point, the first comment under this TMZ article. The prosecution is trying very, very hard to craft a narrative and not let it be questioned, not have to identify anyone. Seems like smoke and mirrors that is bound to fall apart. If this victim is anything other than someone with a grudge, why isn't there charges? There are charges. It's sex trafficking. There are charges. There's sex trafficking. That's why they are victims. What do you mean? What are the charges? The charges is sex trafficking.
Few people that I did research on previously, because I've been on YouTube for years. You know, I have multiple kinds of channels. I have like 11 monetized YouTube channels, and I've done all kinds of stuff, conscious stuff, all kinds of stuff. But I was speaking to some people that was in a CUL last step, it looks like across. And they were in these things, and one guy was charged with the Mann Act, the same type of charges that Diddy's charged with. And maybe to the gravity, this guy was going to another level, but the charge is the charge, you know what I mean? And he got 139 years. We understand that R. Kelly was also charged with the Mann Act, and he got about 60 or whatever, 30 or whatever they gave him, right? 30, and then he got other cases, but he still has 3 other states that wanted to try him, right? Chicago included, as well as 2 others. So when it comes to the Mann Act, it's not a joke, you know what I mean? When it comes to PDF crimes, when it comes to, like, you know, like in regular state, you got pedo crimes and stuff like that, PDF crimes, I should say. You know, in the federal, you know what I mean, all of these things fall under the Mann Act. You know what I mean? Just like in the federal, if they charge you with robberies and extortions, they're gonna fall under the Hobbs Act. So these are how they compartmentalize everything and all of the different charges and different things that you're gonna get. So he has a mountain of a fight against the Mann Act and those things. You know what I mean? Because remember, also the feds just gotta prove that you're aware, you had knowledge of certain things, some things are premeditated. You know, that's really what they have to prove a lot of times. So it's not like they got to prove a bunch of things. A lot of times this is what they're aiming to prove. Your intention, your knowledge of something. Did you knowingly and willingly and willfully, you did these things. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of times in cases, there's always plea deals, 98% percentile, that people got pleas when they deal with the feds, because they usually have you when they come for you. So I don't think they're playing with a person like Diddy if they're coming for Diddy. But we just don't understand because there's just so much things wrapped up around this. So it's just a lot, you know what I mean? But we are gonna break this down. We do gotta go into Khadijah Lynn as well. You know, salute to Khadijah Lynn. This is our channel right here in the back of me right here, so you can see what we're listening to.
Meme coin and a website. And when I tell you this is absolutely one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life, because the feds are literally coming after Diddy's money. I mean that. I feel like this Diddy meme coin is literally just a scam, and a lot of people are feeling the same way in this comment section. It is all bad. This Diddy meme coin did not work out the way they thought it was going to. Like, literally almost all of the comments on here either say scam or nice try Diddy. Money Diddy isn't just a meme coin. It's a decentralized rally cry for culture, for freedom, for anyone who has ever danced to more money, more problems. This is the movement. We ride for the mogul, for the memes. Diddy's story, from Harlem to Hollywood, from stages to boardrooms, Diddy defined an era. There was a time when his name echoed in every club, every radio station, and every red carpet. Then came the silence, the headlines, the distance. But legends don't fade, they wait, and when the people remember, they come back louder. Has the project summary of this meme coin saying that there is a total supply of 1 billion? I don't get into crypto, so I have no idea what the total supply means. I don't know if they put in that much, or like everybody is literally saying in this comment, it's just a scam to make money for Diddy. After seeing all of the reactions and all of the people calling this a scam and pictures of this meme coin failing already right after it was launched, I would assume that Diddy is probably wanting to make money to pay for all those expensive lawyers and over 50 lawsuits that he has out against him right now. Based off this post on Diddy's Twitter account, it seems that this is being done by Justin Combs and King Combs, and they also say that they run Diddy's Twitter page down in the headline. And I think this is being done because Diddy himself literally isn't supposed to be making money because he's in jail. I would say this probably wasn't the best idea in general because all of the public scrutiny around Diddy right now, and it's being shown in the comment section. But just to top it all off, they're literally trying to charge your dad with running a criminal enterprise for over 10 years, hence the RICO charge. I don't think that crypto Diddy meme coin was the best idea to try to raise money. In my opinion, I feel like they picked the worst time in the world, knowing that trial is literally on Monday. I mean, you could have done this all the way back when Diddy was having court hearings waiting for trial. I don't even know what to think about all this, but y'all let me know.
This is crazy, man. Yo, leading up to Monday is going to be a storm of a day, man. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's going to be raining on this day or not. But we have to go. I just want to hear more about this alleged victim because since victim 3 is going missing, now we're talking about the alleged. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. This is crazy, and this is all leading up to Monday. All leading up to Monday. It's crazy. That's why I know Monday is going to be a storm. It's going to be a storm because the judge still has to make rulings. He still has to make some rulings on the Cassie situation as well. He has to make rulings on that because they're saying like there was like mutual type combat, basically, you know what I mean? That she got a propensity of violence, and there was violence shared on both parties or from both parties in a relationship. But that's a venture toggling. Cassie's a victim. She's not been charged with anything. Okay? So what is she? A victim or is she a suspect in something? What is she? Okay? Is she a witness of something? Or is she a victim? What is she? You know what I'm saying? So this is why the judge said, listen, we're gonna get clarification on all of that. On Monday, he's going to make his final ruling on all of that. I guess by Monday, we might figure out what's going on with victim number 3. You know, they saying that's Gina. But, you know, we don't know. So I'm just going to leave it. They say victim number 3, her or him. We don't know. But we do know, like they said, that victim number 1 was referring to Cassie, actually. I mean, so let's just take a quick listen in here right here. Let's just see what's going on. Fifth.
3 was supposed to be picked today, but that didn't happen. And we also learned that there is a victim number 5 who is about to testify against Diddy with her name being known to the public. And yes, you might be confused about this because you know Diddy is only getting charged for 4 victims. So where is a 5th victim coming into play? Victim number 5's testimony.
Salute to the Inner City Press. Salute to that brother right there, Inner City Press. I look forward to having good conversations with that brother down there. You know what I'm saying? I will be bringing up some conversations, some things as well off Twitter because he's constantly updating us in real time as well. You know what I mean? We can get the 43 in early, 8:30 a.m. on Monday, and strikes at 9 a.m. Opening statements at 9:30 a.m. We'll see the AUSA Comey. I still object. Judge Mr. Agafilo says it will take 10 to 15 minutes. I deny pseudonyms to victim 5 but what about the others? So they are going to a breakdown of what victim number 5 is. So salute to the inner city press. He's been out there live. I think I just missed it earlier today because by the time I got to the court it was 9 something. He was already there by like 8, 9. He was there in attendance. So salute to him. And by the time court was wrapping up, he must have got him his skedaddle. So salute to that. Brother, I look forward to having some good conversations with that brother from the Inner City Press on Twitter, so you can make sure that you can go and check him out too and be updated. I'll be updating you as well with some of my things, and I'll be updating you with some of the stuff that he's updating you on too, because they just know the legal jargon and the way that they just write things. So salute to them for that, you know what I mean?
Testimony is only prior bad acts, so that means Diddy is not being charged with victim number 5, but it's to show a pattern of alleged behavior from the past. And that's not even all. We also learned that one of Diddy's co-workers, James Cruz, is about to testify against Diddy. And in Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, she actually talks about James Cruz. She said after the hotel incident that we all saw broadcasted on CNN, she ran to her friend's home in Florida. James Cruz, the president of Bad Boy, tracked her down and told her that her single would not be released if she did not answer Diddy's phone calls. And now the judge just ruled and accepted that James Cruz is going to testify against Diddy during this trial. And this is big news because we know he's not testifying on Diddy's behalf, but he's testifying to the fact that he had difficulties promoting Cassie Ventura because that was his job for Bad Boy Records, was to promote her. So basically saying her career didn't end up going anywhere. It's a big deal because this is going to be one of the examples to try to prove the coercion in Diddy's trafficking charge of Cassie Ventura. We also learned how Diddy is going to take his stance at his trial, and he is alleging that he is going to admit to DV. But Diddy's stance in this trial is going to be that him and Cassie both took part in DV against each other. Diddy is wanting to take this stance in trial because then he's going to say that you have to prove that this is coercion if they were both violent to each other. Even though we all watched what we watched on that CNN video. I know a lot of you are probably confused why they didn't end up picking the jury today like they were supposed to, but one of the jurors came in and said something really, really weird. They ended up wanting to drop out saying that they had safety issues, so that is why they needed to drop out. So then Diddy's team said we should really wait until Monday.
Everybody dropping like everybody hit the poll.
That jurors dropping out. Now the government at the same time didn't want this to happen because they believed once one of the jurors drops out, other jurors could try to follow suit on this. It looks like either way the judge ended up agreeing and saying that's fine, we're just going to wait until Monday. They believe finalizing the jury is only going to take about 15 minutes, so their schedule right now is to get in at 8:30 a.m. on Monday. The strikes of the jury will start at 9 to get to their final 12 and their alternatives. And then opening statements will start at 9:30 a.m. So we'll see exactly how this is going to play out come Monday. But for now, y'all let me know what you guys think about all this.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are gonna tackle with Morelli. Let's just see what's his thought, because he's got strong opinions against. You see, like Khadijah, she may make us say, Tisa, she gonna joke on Diddy. She gonna say her jokes, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? She gonna use her legend, she gonna make her jokes. But Morelli, like, he got like a different thing when it comes to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. No Diddy. Pause no Diddy on that. Because I don't know what different thing he got with Diddy, allegedly. So we're gonna say pause. But I do want to get his take on what is going on, current updates. And I think he was talking about more about the Jonathan Adi situation still. We also understand that Jonathan Adi bombshell claims Diddy gave him the H-E-R, the Wyatt Earps, they wrangled him with the Wyatt Earps. So this is allegedly, but we already know Jonathan Adi. This guy has made big claims from the very beginning. Even the officers or whoever was who had arrested him at that time couldn't believe some of the outlandish claims that he was making. But come to find out that some of these things, if not some of them, you can say, oh, it was some truth to it. You know what I mean? When Cassie and him coming out with her side of the story and we talking about alleged scripters and alleged mandingos and all that, allegedly dingoes is running around Australia's, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Then we get into the baby all allegedly. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of things being said about this whole situation, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into Morelli. I'll bring it up on the screen so you can see exactly who Morelli is. We'll take a listen in all as well. and we're gonna get to that. Everybody hit the poll on the way in. Salute to everybody. God bless y'all. Y'all having a blessed day. In New York City, it's raining right now. It's been raining all day. I'm wet. All type of stuff for being outside in the rain after being in court today. Court finished early today. We're gonna have an early start on Monday. I'm gonna be cracker doing 8 o'clock type vibes. I'm gonna get it going early on Monday. I'm gonna be live in the courtroom at least by like 8, so that we can just get set up and we can have some conversation, drink some coffee, and we can just shoot the breeze a little bit before I enter the court, so that we can all be good. And I may get some conversation with a few of the people that I've met, because they're gonna be coming into court. They know me already, so they might give us a conversation or two, so you can get it live as well. Make sure you check in my upload section. Make sure you check in my short section, because some things are too long to get this content off like this. So I will be updating my shorts and my uploads with videos, so that you can constantly be updated with the channel. So salute to that. Let me go in the mirror.
He had a relationship, and Jonathan Bodi's hearings keep getting delayed. Why is that happening? Is he going to
a little bit of that Jonathan Bodi
in this trial?
I touched on it yesterday, but we're gonna touch on it a little more. Pause with the touch. Pause.
Still, as years go on.
No Diddy, yo, y'all don't cook me in the chat. Deborah, hello, Deborah. Salute to you, Queen. Look, don't get me, y'all. No Diddy, man, with the touching. No Diddy, y'all. Don't try to cook me in the chat 2 weeks from now. Somebody gonna be like, no Diddy, bruh, don't cook me in the chat, bruh. I said pause.
Hey guys, it's Rob Morali. Daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where a Jonathan Bodi NDA was leaked, where he basically was proving that he had a relationship with Diddy, and Diddy, of course, said that he wanted to silence him. There was a $5 million deal.
$5 million deal.
Diddy created this NDA, agreed for Bodi to sign it, agreed for the $5 million deal, because he had some kind of respect for Jonathan Bodi and his work, and knew that Jonathan Bodi is somebody not to play with, and so therefore he wanted to cover his tracks. Now, Jonathan Bodi was somebody who was seen in a police investigation video confirming that he was a kind of intimacy sex kind of hired slave for Cassie and Diddy, and that he has herpes, which means that Cassie might have it.
What you talking about, Kathleen? What people just go to the court or to the trial? You mean? Just be a little specific. If y'all want to ask me a specific question, just be specific so I can know, and I'll answer your question to the best of my abilities. All right? This is Miranda Reddy.
This is what I believe.
So let's hear what he got to say. Okay, I know he cooking on there. He be going straight. So I just like different sides. Because today I got a few different sides today. People that was for Diddy, people that was against him. So even for the content viewers, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I can be, all the way down the middle. Pause again. But you know what I mean? I'm throwing strikes. You know what I mean? We ain't walking nobody. That's what I'm saying. So as soon as that.
And that he basically goes into the fact that Rick Ross and DJ Khaled were all basically colluding.
He went into that Jonathan Bodi. Do you believe it? When he was telling, I'm gonna play the Jonathan Bodi. I'm gonna play it on the back right here. The Jonathan Bodi interrogation interview again, man, because he's making all of these claims. He's talking about DJ Khaled and Rick Ross being secret lovers. Yeah. Allegedly, that's what you was. Allegedly, that's what you was. That's what Jonathan Bodi said was going on. And he was making reference to the drugs, liquid drugs, and all kinds of things going on, drugs being trafficked, and all kinds of things. He made some bombshell claims that nobody was believing until Cassie and all these other 11 victims and producers and everybody else is coming out. Now pieces of puzzles are starting to add up. We see the NDAs and all types of things. Some people are saying it's Jonathan Bodi's wife that's coming out with this. I don't know. I don't know who or what was going on. You know what I mean? But we got to get into the full breakdown of that. But let's just listen to Murad and just see exactly what's going on a little bit more.
Under the sun, given the Glock 4,000.
Whatever witness should be protected. Yes. I think every witness should be potential witnesses and potential victims in this case. Everybody should be protected, I think. You know what I mean? We got an ongoing trial, regardless of what side of the fence you think you're on. You know, but what's so crazy, us as humans, and we may all be guilty of this thing, that if something is not immediate to you or to your family, then it doesn't matter as much, and people's claims don't mean as much. But if someone was your family or my family, our family, we'd be like, what? Nah. We might take it to believe yes, even if the family member, we kind of thinking like, I don't know. but we still would be inclined to believe that family member or this person that we have an immediate relation to, just to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. You know what I mean? With a person like a Puff Daddy though, a Diddy, you know, millions involved, potential civil suits, all kinds of things like that. You know what I mean? There's, you know what I mean, potential for a lot of scams and scheming and scamming going on. You know what I mean? But still on us as the 13th juror, that's what we are here on Who Don't Go. We are all the 13th juror. We're the 13th juror in the Diddy trial. So we all gonna I'm trying to get the information as well, every day specific as I can to you, so that we can all have a clear view on everything. And every day we're gonna just take it day by day. This is an 8-week trial. We're gonna take it day by day. So we're not gonna fast forward our minds to the end and say, yo, you guilty, you this and that. But if you're from a side of offense, that mean like that guy that I spoke to today, right? Charlucci, that I spoke to today, you know, he's on that side. So you can't get him to think that he's guilty of anything. And he's been around and he's been there since the arrest and everything. So I had some conversations with him today about how was it around the time of the arrest? What do you think about the social media being such of a powerful thing and a powerful tool today? We know that the news was impacting our minds back in the days in the big media outlets, but now we got social media as well. And sometimes just the masses' minds and how people are feeling about something, because a lot of people say that he's guilty. That may sway other people's minds. Our minds can be swayed. Potential jurors' minds can be swayed based on just social media alone. So I was asking him about how do you feel about social media and the part that it's going to play in people's understanding of this case and in people's belief that Diddy is either innocent or guilty. And he was like, you know, I just want to start it first by saying that social media is not a real place, you know, and don't fall victim to what you know what I mean, social media is saying. You know what I mean, do your own research, do your own knowledge. I'm a big, you know what I mean, just like that. You know what I mean, I tell people to just make sure you're doing your own research, make sure you're doing your own knowledge. That's why here I don't go so much on my opinion on my channel. I let the paperwork kind of speak, and I'll be going through paperwork reads, because it's not about my opinion and my thought. My opinion and my thought, what that's going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's more about the facts of what's going on, and then we can do our own speculations based on the facts. You know what I mean? Just based on the facts. So salute to that, salute to y'all. Everybody hit the poll. Me 2 times, I appreciate you. Nothing but love, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You know I don't ask for that here, but like, subscribe, share, but I appreciate any love that y'all show. You know, super chats. My Cash App is Who Don't Go, the same as the channel, and I appreciate that. If you want to build with me, collab with me, all you gotta do is just hit me up on social media, on Instagram, same name, Who Don't Go. And if anything I could do for y'all channels, if I can help y'all in any way, I will. You know what I mean? So just know that. So salute to y'all. For Earthies.
Diddy Coin.
Crazy. I got a video with Brian Steele today too, y'all. First time I ever saw him, y'all. Saw Brian Steele today and shit. We're outside the courtroom like this. Got a video with him too. Salute to Brian Steele, man. He's a shark in that courtroom. Salute to Brian Steele, man. If y'all think Brian Steele is a shark in that courtroom, and Diddy probably did the right thing by bringing at least a Brian Steele on his whole team, put that in the chat, man, because I think he did. I think that's a good look for him to bring him on.
He said he might have a copy.
Everybody subscribe now.
Diddy's lawyer.
This guy's making all these claims about Mark Garagos, who's Diddy's lawyer. Time before time he's making these claims. He got caught up with the TRUMP thing. They were looking at a lot of his claims like this guy's off his noodle, off his rocker. But was he off his rocker? When a lot of things was backed by other potential victims in this case. So who do we believe? What do we believe? We're gonna start figuring it out on Monday. That's why I haven't titled any of my videos here, day 1, day 2. It was just a jury selection process. On Monday, my videos will be titled day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and we're going to be breaking it down like that so everybody can understand what's going on, and I don't want anybody lost when we're dealing with this case. You know what I'm saying?
Like those foolish Lord, it's wrong. Basically, what happened is these and Ross were secret.
Rick Ross. So of course, we've already seen this investigation video. It's not old, but it's reminding us that Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and Diddy basically are all in cahoots, canoodling under the sun, giving each other the Glock 4000, and basically they're moving stuff. He also highlights how Mark Geragos is a corrupt individual. He's facing a fraudulent case as of right now. And so,
see what I'm saying? How he be cooking? He said they allegedly was canoodling, giving each other the Glock 4000. He be wilding. You know, he be wilding. When it comes to Diddy, he be wilding, bro. He be wilding. But a lot of people, they echo his opinions and his sentiments, which is crazy, but it's wild.
So that is just a reminder of what Diddy is basically saying. Why does this man's hearing, guys, keep getting delayed? I honestly don't understand. Why does that keep getting pushed back? This NDA exposes their relationship and exposes the stuff that Diddy was doing, but it really helps prove a lot of the stuff. And if that NDA proves his relationship, then that could also mean that what he's saying in the rest of the video is credible about these other musicians, about the system, about Mark Geragos, about how corrupt they are.
Do not buy new windows if you live in.
You know what I mean? They got relevance. They got relevance. At least you gotta say that has some sort of relevance. He made all these claims. And then what? It's over? No. It's actually just begun.
From way back at the Cassie lawsuit. This audio conversation
between Adi and Cassie,
about this is just
two serious threats to Diddy's defense.
Two serious threats to me because it's something that hasn't really been worked out yet. It still confuses me, this entire conversation about what Adi was doing, how he got from being a slave to then being a shooter in regards to presidents. All of it is just very interesting, and why his hearings keep getting delayed, and apparently he's still in prison. People don't know where he is. The hearings, you've actively seen them, they're very weird. All of it doesn't make any sense to me, and it seems like judiciary corruption is going on behind the scenes to keep delaying stuff like this. What I'm saying is there must be some intel going on the other side, helping Diddy for this conversation, because I don't understand it. If they're moving stuff, if they're moving dope, and if lawyers are also involved, from what he's saying, then that also means the prosecution, police can also be involved, companies, law firms can also be involved. It's all kind of connected, and it's probably just a pawn in this conversation. Much like the video I did about how Diddy and Epstein are related.
See that? Salute.
Work for oligarch networks. It's a very complicated conversation. It sticks out to me. The motherboard ain't clean with this conversation. I don't get it, but I feel like we shouldn't stop speaking about it. This news broke yesterday, so I believe people have already spoken about it, but I wanted to take my time on this conversation because it just doesn't add up to me. And I've been trying to write notes, find stuff on this, and it's just very, very confusing.
Confused. I was confused. You can't, that's just crazy.
Rick Ross, Diddy, and DJ Khaled orgy.
Hey, yo, he said Diddy, DJ Khaled, and Rick Ross orgy. Allegedly. Hey, yo, though. We ain't pausing allegedly. We just saying pause. And we saying allegedly for him. That was crazy.
Don't really want to see that.
It's crazy. It's nasty work.
What mattress can take all three of them, please? What the
Allegedly, bro. Allegedly. This is nasty work, man. Nasty work. Anthony Mitchell, salute. Everybody hit the poll. Everybody drop a like. Lucky. Salute, Lucky. Everybody drop a like. Everybody hit the poll. Drop where y'all from in the chats. I'm going to big up where y'all from. Don't forget where you from. Some people can't go back to where they from. T-Dot, salute. Salute to all of y'all. You believe in God, drop a 7. You believe in Jesus, drop a 7. You believe in the devil, drop a 6, man. Hey, man. Believe in what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we got to get the story right from our end. As us all being the 13th jury member, we want to try to be as unbiased as we can be, even though we all going to have a bias if we seen that Cassie tape. And we just got to be honest with ourselves. So besides the Cassie tape, we going to try to be as fair as we could be and give a person a fair shake besides the Cassie tape. Because we already know if that Cassie tape is true, we all feel that he's guilty of that. But he's not on trial for that. But we understand that that is going to be one of those linchpins in this case, because that, and when we got potential victims that have been essayed or trafficked or anything that they're alleging, when we see that and maybe parts of their story correlates or relates to what we seen in that video, we may be inclined to say, damn, man, maybe this is kind of true. We might, that's how the brain works. We might say, I wonder. You know what I mean? It kind of seemed like he grabbed something, he threw it, he did a kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's maybe his MO. Sometimes that's how our minds work, because we're human and we got patternistic. This is how we think. Human minds are patternistic. So sometimes we may think like, you know what I mean? So for all of the potential jurors that was there and everybody that want to be down with the case and everybody that was excused, struck from it, you know what I mean? Good for the people that were struck from it. One woman came in and she was white. She said, when I moved to New York, I knew I was gonna catch a case. Earl, Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, and the rest of the cast. I said, what? She said she knew she was finna catch a case. I think her name was Juror 181, I think. Juror 181, I got my notes. And she was kept on as a juror. So don't think just because you're saying certain things that you won't be kept on. To me, I'm thinking being as brutally honest as you could be up there with the judge would have gave you your best chances of being a juror. You know what I mean? All trying to hide and all this finagling. The judge was on it. He was breaking it down. The judge is a really smart guy. And so far, he seems really fair. So as the trial goes on, hopefully it just remains that way and the judge remains fair. That's all I can say. Yeah, you know, we heard you, brother. We heard you, brother. We got to get the law and crime. We most definitely got to touch on the law and crime. Pause with the touch. But we got to chop it up with law and crime real quick. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody. All y'all drop a like on the way in. If you haven't, hit the poll on Great Granny Soul. And you know I love my great granny. Y'all don't know it, but y'all better show some love to her. You know what I mean? Shout out to your great granny too. I love your great granny. So listen, man, we got a lot to get into. Salute to everybody. Let's get into this. Is the breakdown that we get into now. We are getting into this right here in real time.
A man who once told authorities he was a sex slave of Sean Combs years before.
Cape Town, Africa, salute! Yo, bro, hold on, wait. You better tell everybody in Cape Town, Africa that Uda is outside and you send them all to my channel. I want the whole Cape. You heard? Look, the whole Cape of Africa, bro. The whole Cape Africa, I want it, the whole Cape Town, bro. Make sure the whole Cape Town is subscribed, man. Straight up, I'm from Africa too, bro. What you think? Just because I got this Indiana Jones hat on, I'm from Australia? Nah, bro. I'm from Africa, bro. What happened? So do me right. You know what I'm saying? Do the right thing by me. Tisa Zeno, salute to you. Mr. in the building. Drop this 7. Massachusetts in the building. Like I said, drop 7 in the chat. You believe in God and Jesus. 6 in the chat. You believe in the devil. Can't knock for who believe in. Hit the poll. Let me know what you're thinking about Diddy. Get in the comments and tell me what you think about your thoughts on Diddy, because I will be doing videos on the comment section of these videos. Okay, on my other videos, on these specific videos, I will be doing videos on the comment section. So get your comments in there. They funny, they real, whatever they are. Make sure you get your comments in that chat. You know what I'm saying? So look, we're gonna get to this.
Diddy's criminal trial begins on sex crimes charges. New reports indicate Adi may have signed an NDA with Combs years ago for millions of dollars, and they're
$5 million
to back this up. What does this mean for Sean Combs? And we sit down with Adi's ex-wife to get her take on all this too. Welcome to Sidebar. Was it about long?
That's Adi's ex-wife right there.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Up there?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boulay.
That's what I'm saying.
The Boulay is a branch of the
Usually the feds don't come get you for nothing, you know what I'm saying? We can understand that. Usually when the feds come, they know exactly what they know. They got some things, they got years of history. These people take years to even go about making a move first. They're not like some local officers that think they got a guy over here with a body and bust it. I think I observed him. And they're gonna jump on him. They sit back and do things the right way.
Okay.
It's that.
All right, by popular demand, I get a ton of messages about him on social media. We are now talking about Jonathan Adi and his apparent connection to Sean Diddy Combs, because There is quite the update we got to talk about. Going to give you a little bit more context about who he is. So who is he? Well, Jonathan Adi is the former stripper who was taken into custody in May of 2018 after he fired a gun inside the Trump National Doral Miami Hotel and Resort in the middle of the night. The Florida State Attorney's Office says that Adi fired shots in the lobby toward the chandelier, then draped a giant American flag across the front desk. He also apparently got into this shootout.
Everybody hit the poll, hit the poll and drop a like. I appreciate y'all. Top of the day to everybody.
Aggravated assault, burglary. There hasn't been a lot of activity regarding his criminal case. One of the last times we talked about him was whether there was going to be a possible plea. We checked the court record. There are like literally more than 800 docket entries, and it appears they just keep resetting a status conference every month. So kind of unclear what the status of this criminal case is, but by all accounts, it appears he's still locked up. But you put that to the side. Here's the thing about Jonathan Adi and his connection to Diddy. So apparently he sat down for a long interview with law enforcement after his arrest. And during that interview, he brought up unprompted that he was Sean Combs' sex slave.
Yes, he did.
Allegation at the time, because this was years before Combs would end up being charged with federal sex trafficking, racketeering, prostitution charges, currently on trial.
Monday, court. We're going to be back in court on Monday today. We got a chance to get inside the courtroom today. Diddy had on a blue crew neck with a white button up, and a tie, and he had gray hair. His hair's gray, like for real. I don't know who. You remember You remember Tom Cruise in Collateral with Jamie Foxx, right? Remember he's like the taxi driver and he had the white hair slicked back? Bro, what movie? On one of the mob movies, like one of the mob guys, but this is one of the first ones that came to my head. Tom Cruise in the movie Collateral. He had the white gray hair, but it was kind of hot and it was slicked back. That's how Diddy, it was like combed back. Feel me? Word. We got a chance to go to court today. It's crazy.
Allegations being that he formed a criminal enterprise using his business to abuse women, forcing them into coerced sexual performances, including with sex workers, freak-offs, baby oil, drugs. But to go back in time and hear him talk about this stuff is wild.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks to me on the phone and on the TV, the speaker and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all, alright? They have an agenda, an agenda.
Monday, the jury is expected to be in by 8:30 a.m. And if they're not ready, the judge said he's going to start. He's going to go on with it. They're going to start when they can, and they're going to run it at 9:30. Usually you get the break around 11:30 because one juror, potential juror, he said that he had some kind of bladder issue. But besides that, he looked like he could have been a potential juror, but he had like some sort of bladder issue. I don't know what it was specifically, whether it was through life or whatever. But so the judge said, listen, we cannot take too many bathroom breaks. We're trying to get as much packed out in a day that we can. So how many bathroom breaks will you need? He's like, so we get it started around, like I said, around 9:30 or so. We try to get it to like around 11:30, 12, try to be wrapping up so that everybody can get to their break and then be back around 1 or 2 or whatever the case. So how many bathroom breaks would you need in that span from like 9:30 to like, let's say break time around 12? He said, I'm gonna need one at, let's say 9. He's gonna need one at 10. He's gonna need one at 11. He's gonna need one at 12. So he was excused as a jury member, but it also led us into the conversation what the judge had about how he's trying to run each specific day and the times that they're running it to around 11 to 12:30. So we're going on a break. So Monday, early morning, I'm gonna be up early with this. I want to be at the courtroom from like 8 early so that we can get to some of it and get maybe a couple of conversations with a couple of the good people that I've met. And maybe they can give us a couple of 2 words, maybe not too much, but they can give us something. So subscribe to the channel now. Everybody hit the poll. I'm not flipping and flopping and guessing with y'all. I'm in the court. I'm down there every day. And this is what it is. So if you want realistic content, real life, not my opinion, just based on the evidence, based on the paperwork, based on the things that I'm seeing and hearing, then this channel is for you. Subscribe to Udo on Go, because I'm on Go, and we all on Go together. Everybody who don't have a YouTube channel, create one now. just started. You can share my content as well if you don't know what you want to do. If you need me to pop up on your channels or do something with y'all, I know a lot about SEO, I know a lot about YouTube, ways to get views. I know a lot about a lot of things. And my goal is not to keep all my thoughts to myself. And my goal is not to charge you all for my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that people that just want to help people. And help doesn't come with a monetary denomination. It don't come with a number on it. You know what I mean? If a person's going to help you, they're going to help you. That's what my grandma told me. She told me these things. She said, if a person's going to help you, they're going to help you. You wouldn't even have to ask. So, but for me, it's so much of y'all, just ask. Just, you know what I mean? Hit me on Instagram, hit me on Uda on Go, and just say, yo, Uda, what's up, yo, da-da-da. Tell me what you're trying to do. I maybe can tell you, yo, look, this is how you do your title. This is how you do your description. You got to think of keywords. Write your title in keyword form. Don't write your title in a way that people are, don't write a title like the way you looking for something, the way you think it in your head. Write your titles in a way that people will be searching and looking for a video like yours or like this one. You see what I'm saying? So little tidbits like that. When you post a video, pin a comment, different things like that. When you're doing lives, do polls, do different things. It increases click-through rate. There's so many things that I can tell you about YouTube, about even Instagram, about different platforms. There's so many things about SEO. Because it all really basically, you know what I mean, search engine optimization and all these different things. You know what I mean? I know a lot about these things. I've been studying these things for years. I've been around a lot of great minds that taught me a lot of things about SEO and things like that. I have 11 monetized YouTube channels. All of my channels monetized pretty fast within a few weeks. I'm about to monetize 2 more that I have now that's under this channel, just to show you in real time that this channel right here monetized in 3 weeks, a couple of months ago. We're at like 5,000 and change. Also salute to God, also salute to y'all, because y'all are the people that's helping me to do this. So that's why everywhere I'm lifting, I just want to make sure I'm lifting people too, because everybody just want to get put to the position. But everybody that we ever lift up to that position, they always turn around and shit on us. You know what I'm saying? They always act like they too good, or they always shit on us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I'll ever do that, but I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing by everybody as we going up. So they ain't been in a position of where I could be in a position to shit on everybody. I've just showed so many people so much love on my way up that it doesn't even matter how far I go. You know what I'm saying? Because we all moving. We all got maybe another way to get some money, maybe a digital bag or something like that. I know a lot of us are older, we may not know. So pick my brand. Whatever I know I'm going to give to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you. It doesn't hurt me to tell you something that I'm trying to win with. Because the world's vast. The internet's vast. You know what I mean? If I give you a thought of something that I'm trying to do and you do it before me, is it really going to stop what I'm trying to do? No, it's really not. You know what I mean? You got your own thing you do and I got my own thing. So let us be about that. Let us be about building with each other. That's what this whole channel is all about. Uda's on go. You're on go. You're not playing with nobody. You go upside somebody's goddamn head right now if they play with you. Some of us ain't that confident. But getting around the confident people, you will gain confidence. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're doing, man. We're empowering the weak people. We're strong people. We're empowering the shy people. We're confident people. By the time we're done on this channel, a lot of us more will be more confident. A lot of us more will be able to go outside and be able to fight on this world. You know what I'm saying? Not in a just every day you wake up and get out of bed is a fight. That's the first fight. You know what I'm saying? Just to get up out your bed every day is the first fight of the day. Okay? So don't let nobody lie to you, tell you about it's all this and all that. No, life is simple. It's not about all the bells and whistles. Life is simple. Okay? Take care of yourself, your family, take care of your kids, praise whatever you're praising, and do right by some people, and just don't be a taker, be a giver as well. That's all life is. Just keep it simple, man. We make it all the other things that we want to make it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody. That's the part of my little thing. Every video got a message. That's one of my messages. Some people say, oh, he going into this philosopher. Well, he think he is. Sun Tzu? No, I'm not. I got the little hat on. No, I'm not. Got the beads? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay? But my goal is always to affect our minds in a positive way. Tupac said, I'm not going to change the world, but I am going to spark the mind that does. That's one thing that I really think about every single day. So I'm always trying to spark the minds, even if I don't get a chance to change the world myself. If I'm able to help y'all lift in any way, one of you may go further than I could even go. And that's a blessing in itself, and I don't need no money for that. That's a blessing, just to know that one of you can go as far as you can go. And if I was an assistant to you and any one of you, that's all I love, man. So salute to that, man. Just know that I'm genuine about that. Know anybody that knows me knows that I mean that. And that's just really how I think. You feel me?
She can do drugs in all the United States. Legally, for you to report to
Of an NDA signed in 2014 that has surfaced. According to the report, you can see...
Now, Cassie not missing. They said Cassie flew into New York. She's in New York, supposedly. Cassie's not missing. Victim number 3 is missing. They say that victim number 3 is Gina. Remember the girl that was on Tasha K platform, I think? This is what they say victim number 3 is. But then they say we don't know, supposedly. That's why I keep saying allegedly, because even the people there say that. Because you know they got it as victim number 3, and they're not exposing them, they're not giving you the name. You know, I'm not disclosing the name. So everybody that's in the court and everybody that I was speaking to that was in there, like, you know, victim number 3 is supposed to be Gina. So they was telling me that. But victim number 3, some saying that she had cold feet. Some saying that she's maybe like leaning towards Diddy's side now. Some people saying like maybe she gone missing, who knows? Because she's gone missing. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Right in the middle of trial, right before trial is set to really start. We've only been in the jury selection process, which we got some finishing up touches on the jury selection process. And there's a couple of things that I did want to read to y'all as well. Because there's a couple of updates that I took some notes on. But you know you can't get in there with your phone, which is so crazy. So I have to take my notes in the book, but so you know me transcribe them in the But the jury selection, this is a couple of notes that I took. Let me just run down this so y'all can just get the updates on this along, besides anything else that we're gonna get through from Law and Crime. So the jury selection delayed again. The final phase of jury selection was postponed until Monday, May 12th to prevent potential juror dropouts over the weekend. And opening statements are expected to begin immediately after the jury is seated. Now, Cassie Ventura is expected to testify. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, and a key witness is anticipated to take the stand early next week. Her testimony is expected to be pivotal in the prosecution's case against Diddy. Now, the defense claims mutual violence, like I was telling you. This is the big thing that the judge said he's going to figure it all out, and he's going to get it buckled down on Monday the 12th. He's going to have this buckled down. Then we will have the actual jurors now. So everybody's saying that the jury's picked and all that. No. I spoke to the top lawyer today, Renato Stabile. Google the guy right now. Renato, R-E-N-A-T-O. Google him. Top guy. He spoke to me about the court. He said, listen, he named it though. He told me exactly what this process is called. I don't even want it. It's an X word, EX word. He told me today. But I don't want to get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? But this is how he explains to me, because there's a further process. You got the jury pool, then after the jury pool, now you go into this part right here. Like they said, they're not trying to have any dropouts. So, Diddy defense team acknowledged instances of domestic violence between Combs and Ventura, but argued that the violence was mutual and that they contend that this dynamic undermines claims of coercion or trafficking. Now, when we get into the coercion and trafficking now, it's a big thing, because now if she's a person that's in mutual combat, like a mutual combatant with him, right? And she's a victim now. So is she a victim or is she a suspect now? So this is a fine line that you are toggling on this fence, and this is why the judge specified this, and he said he's going to buckle this down on Monday, and he's going to get down to the bottom line of that. So surveillance video admitted as evidence. Now listen to me now. Okay, because some people in the court was telling me, oh, the footage, the judge said it's no good. Because remember, CNN is the one that had the tape, allegedly, and they saying that their source where they got it from, that's how they got it. They never touched the tapes, or whatever the case may be. Diddy's team is alleging that the tape was altered in some way, but to the gravity of how much it was altered, this is what we were all confused about, actually. You know what I'm saying? We were all confused about that. But the crazy thing about it is, not only were we confused about that, it's just that because Diddy's defense team was alleged that, I guess, parts of the tape, let's say it's a full video of the tape, right? So let's say we trim out parts of it to speed up the process. Let's say me and you are arguing a little bit more, and then I chip out some of that, so it looks like I just go from this to that, and I go from this to that. So did they alter it in that way, or did they alter it to the sense to say that they made you hit and kick? Was that the alterations? We never heard of that being specific, that was the alterations. I did hear about the other parts that they did time frames and things that was sped up in the wrong places and stuff like that. So we did hear that. But let's just see about the 2016 video. They said a 2016 video surveillance video showing Combs assaulting Ventura in a hotel lobby hallway has been admitted into evidence. The footage is expected to play a central role in the prosecution's case. So, to the couple of people that I did speak to, of course, that's what I'm saying. It's really going down. Nino Brown, okay? They're going to be playing that tape, regardless if they play the tape or not. We've all seen this tape, some shape, form, or fashion. Part of this tape, at least a tidbit of something, we've seen this tape. And this tape is going to give every one of us some sort of a bias. And I just want us to be honest with ourselves. Because if Diddy on trial, and he, you know what I mean, whatever, he ain't going to get a fair shake, whatever. I'm just saying, but I think that a lot of us will have a bias. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Diddy. And me personally, my own thought towards Diddy is that Diddy did wrong by the artists that I love. For real, I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter, I've been writing music for people in the industry for years. I've been writing music for people in the industry since I've been about 12, 13 years old. Writing music for older people, R&B, rap, all kinds of music. I write country, I write rock, I write all kinds of stuff. Hence my album, I got dope artists on my album, it's crazy. Tory Lanez on my album, mad people on my album. May know one song that I'm dropping in the summertime. So we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, so it's a lot going on. You know what I mean? Everybody make sure y'all subscribe. Trust me, you don't wanna miss this, man. You don't wanna miss this, man. But look, Diddy's allegedly innocent, man. I'm saying he's innocent, not allegedly, he's innocent until the allegations are proven. You know what I'm saying? I was speaking to a lady last night online, and she was saying, nah, man, it's just a money grab. It's just, you know what I mean? Like a money grab scheme, and she just feels like Diddy's not guilty or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? You're able to feel whatever you want to feel. You know what I'm saying? Feel how you want to feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be as down the line as I can be, especially listening to the other potential jurors and what they're going through, just going to be a jury member. And they're also going through these 14 questions that I was telling you about. So it also goes into your past criminal history, all of that. But then it goes into who your family's past histories. One young girl, I think she's about maybe 20 something. That's young to me. But she's like maybe like 18, 19, 20. And she was saying like my brother got a firearms charge when he was, I guess, years ago prior. And they, like, I don't know if they're trying to railroad him with it from her perspective. So the judge asked her, like, would you have a bias? And she said, yes, I will have a bias towards police officers based on what my brother went through. So now one older guy, an older gentleman, he was speaking, he was saying all the good things and all the right things, but then they was asking him, you know, his wife, because, you know, they asked you these questions. So based on one of the questions, they said his wife was essayed or M'd or R'd as a child, you know what I mean? Heartfelt goes out to his wife. And that the judge then asked him, okay, what happened? Do you mind me asking you what happened? He's like, you know, it's just in our culture and stuff. So the judge said, what do you mean? He's like, you know, I'm from Puerto Rico, you know, it's something that happens in our culture where it's like kind of swept under the rug. So the judge said, can I ask you who did this to your wife? And he said, it was her uncle, I think, allegedly. He was like, okay. So he said, so based on that, right, all of the things, the graphic nature, whatever that your wife has been through, you know, would you have a bias against the defendant, even based upon that there will be potential people that are potential victims in this case that are going to be talking about potential essays and M's and R's and all these types of things like that? Would you have a bias based on what your wife been through? And he was like, you know, my wife, she does what she don't really think about it a lot, but he's keeping honest in some senses. He said, my wife don't really deal with it a lot, but at times she can get angry with it. At times it'll come back to mind to her, and it's really traumatizing to his wife. But he also said that, you know, I can't see what my wife has been through. I cannot project what my wife has been through. You know what I mean? That's what my wife has been through. So I could give Diddy or the defendant, like he was saying, a fair shake and not be as biased as some may think I may be with what my wife has suffered in her past as a child. And like I said, heartfelt goes out to his wife, but that was just a heartfelt story to know, like, even when she was younger and this situation was swept under the rug. You know, and growing up sometimes in our cultures, we see a lot of these things just swept under the rug like that. You know what I mean? Things happen, you go by your friend's house back in the days, and they got this weird uncle, like, yo, that's my weird uncle and all that. Like, yo, why is he still at the house? Why is he still here? He's grandma's favorite son. Yo, bro, we gotta stop that. He hanging around the crib, why? Because everybody dropped the kids off by grandma? Bro, we gotta be smart out here. We got to protect our children. We got to protect our young people, our little sisters, our little brothers, our nieces, our nephews, our cousins. We got to be protecting our young people. All of us too, you know what I mean? Because some people that's older need protection as well. But we've got to make sure that we keep it in mind, eyes out, a mind's eye, not just our eye, our mind and our eye, keeping our minds out for our younger people, not just our own kids, to look out for someone else's kids, to look out for your own, you know what I mean? Especially if you believe in God or anything like that, you'll understand that to look out for another person's child is to be looking out for your own child, because you never know what your child may fall into or where your child may end up, and it may take a person that will come along just like you did with somebody else's child and help them. So remember, every woman that's listening to my voice right now, make sure you're helping a younger woman going back, however, wherever you find this younger woman, help a younger woman, drop some jewels on them, help them to not go through some of the things that you went through, being outside, running around, meeting certain kinds of men, certain kind of this and this and that. Help them to do that. As men, or the men that's listening to my voice, help a younger guy, whether in the community, wherever they at, drop some jewels on them, help them to not go through some of the things that you went through, going through the jail system, going outside, selling the drugs, doing the things that I was doing myself too, by the willing of God, that I got a chance to change a lot of them things. I'm not gonna say I changed everything, because I think change is a constant process, and everybody just wants to say, I'm changed, I'm delivered. Remember the guy, Anthony, whatever name, Antoine, whatever, I'm delivered. Yeah, everybody think they delivered, but you know, change is a constant, you know what I mean? So let us just build together, get to the content, get to the concepts, and that's it. Maybe it is. You can't hear me? You can't? Should I talk low like this? Should I talk low like this? Can you hear me better? Because I'm in here and I ain't going nowhere. Facts. Straight. And we already on a couple thousand views already. So what happened, I could just end it. Yeah, man, we chillin'. Y'all make it out. I got a mic right there, but I just came from the court, bro. I didn't get a chance to plug nothing up. I just came from the court and giving y'all some updates, going through some reactions. When I loaded the mic and all that stuff, then I'll go through another breakdown in a little while. And I'm gonna screen share to y'all too as well. You know what I mean? 'Cause I like to screen share to y'all too as well. So this is just an update for y'all. So just subscribe, Michael. Salute to you. I appreciate you. If anytime things like that happen, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking a little bit lower. Maybe I sound a little bit better. I like how you just came and said it's an echo in that room. Cool. That's you looking out for me, and that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? That's the energy that we need here. You know what I mean? We need people that's not just sitting back and watching things, people that's actually stepping up and changing something. We were young people, and when we were younger, things are different now, because I don't think these kids will do what we used to do. When we were younger, like we used to be playing Skelly or whatever the hell he was playing, basketball, whatever. And when an older person went by, you stopped playing and you went and helped them and you walked with them and carried their bags for them and all types of things like that. So even as young kids, we were proactive. We didn't stand back and watch things happen in front of us. As we get further into this digital world, we got World Star and all these people, people to watch you doing, people to watch you going. You know what I'm saying? We're not helping each other. You know what I'm saying? So let us get back to some of the things that we know from young people when we used to stop playing and go help that old lady or help that old man with their bag. They was about to walk 15 blocks. We didn't know. We probably get $1. We don't know. But I'm just saying, we always did it. All of us did it. And your friends was looking at you crazy if you didn't help an older person. You know what I'm saying? Your friends were like, oh, you ain't gonna help a person. We're getting away from some of these things. We're getting away from the humanity of it all. So let us not get lost in the humanity. All right, let us get back to our humanity. All right, salute to everybody.
Home signature on it. So,
Nah, get that beat out of here, bro. I ain't paying y'all no money, man. Wow.
Julie, on behalf of Bad Boy Worldwide, Sean John Enterprises, there's a signature there. And while Adi went on to apparently tell authorities my son would put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. They kept following me. He reportedly also said, and he also said this.
I called herpes, and I came back, I see it.
They call herpes, bro. Herpes. Herpes.
Mark Garros, Mercedes, Woods, Turks, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked would you turn that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave me batching experience, and it's possible I figured out it's possible I can produce a copy.
Good. So now I'm joined by a very special guest. I mentioned at the beginning, have her on with us right now. I'm joined by Jonathan Adi's former wife of 6 years, Tanya Troutline. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming here on Saturday.
Jonathan Adi wife.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for taking interest. case and, you know, everything that's been going on.
What is it like seeing your ex in the news so much recently since all of the Sean Diddy Combs news broke? I mean, I've said it before, I get a million messages about your ex-husband constantly when we first did an episode. I mean, what is it like seeing his name in the news so much?
Well, when I met Johnny, he was a local celebrity in Miami. He danced for the local Spanish telenovelas. He's fluent in Portuguese, Cuban slang. So I knew when I married Johnny, he's a performer. That's not me, he's an exhibitionist. He loves people, he loves being in the limelight. So the fact that he somehow entered the limelight is not a surprise to me. That is not the shocking part. The way it happened is extremely shocking to me, extremely disheartening, and I think my initial reaction was anger.
Yeah, that's a good one, Elio.
Against violence, he was a very kind of...
Everybody hit the poll and drop a like for me, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Share the video for me too and subscribe.
Public arena in a violent way was very disheartening and very sad, very angry and sad.
Everybody's saying another long crime legal alert. Did you know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like...
I could have really walk into a coffee shop and everyone's head would turn. He was just that striking of a personality.
And you are still...
People usually are, right? Dama.
Off and on, I try to have contact. They're a little...
Don't tell me Dama ain't have a swag. Ted Bundy. Bruh. People be swaggy. When they come get, I'm gonna give you one right here. Y'all I'm like, Uda, you're gone too far. If you ever seen Shotzi's movie, you're gonna say I've gone too far. Nature boy. Almost knocked me off my seat, look. Knocked me off my seat. Nature boy, bruh. Come on, bruh. I'm telling you, bruh. Why when people was in Costa Rica with him, in Mexico, wherever the hell they in Argentina, they on land with him. Why they was there? What the hell was going on with Nature boy? What's so special about him? Yeah, some kind of something going on. I'm telling you, them people that be trying to be weird a lot of times, drop a like, hit the poll on Great Brandon Soul.
Well, I think maybe protective of him because of his status and speaking. You know, I prefer to speak to him on lawyer terms than personal. You know, to offer any kind of assistance or advice I could have and give him a little privacy in our consultation so he can be more open. It has not been that often because it is usually contact on a personal basis, and they do record all those recordings. So we've really limited our interaction, and I believe Johnny to be a victim, and I think, you know, victims should speak out. I'm just really concerned that it's been so many years, and he hasn't really had an opportunity to speak out.
Do you know the status of...
He played himself with that TRUMP thing. He played himself with that. He'd have probably had a story. Why you jump out the window and do that? That's what I'm saying. It's so confusing. And why would he do that? If you're trying to get these things out, why go about doing something like that? So it's just real confusing, man.
This case?
It's been pending for literally 7 years, since 2018. And I found out very disheartening.
Everybody subscribe who's not subscribed. Welcome to On Go. Be a part of the Go Gang. The people in the chat is the Go Gang. We all a gang together. I'm in the Go Gang. Everybody be a part of the chat. Be a part of Go Gang. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bells on to all of them. Make sure your notification bell, tap the bell twice. Make sure the bell's on all. Okay? I don't want y'all missing nothing. I want y'all updated. I'll be doing the Discord soon, so everybody will be updated with the Discord, and we're going to start bringing some oneness to this family unit that we're building here. This channel is called the Rallying of the Troops. That's what I'm doing here, okay? I'm just rallying up the troops, man. And I'm not here to form a C-U-L, last letter look like that. I'm not here to form that. I don't believe in the button that says F-O-L-L-O-W. I don't believe anybody should F-O-L-L-O-W anyone or anything. I don't think so. Feel me? Whatever you believe in, believe it. But we shouldn't be doing that. Let us walk with each other. And let us not F-O-L-L-O-W anything. Okay? So we really don't subscribe to anything. We gotta think about the words we use, words or spells. We need to understand that as well. We don't subscribe to anything. Not even a magazine, you know. Okay? You support what you want to support. You use the words that we need to use. When we start to shift the words that we use, we start to shift our paradigms, we start to shift our realities. Understand that as well, right? Salute to y'all. Let's get back to it.
To me, I did call to follow up on what his attorneys are doing. His attorneys have not called
Big salute, bro.
with me, talked to me.
See, I salute.
I have followed other cases of his current attorney, and it You know, I personally would have, you know, filed many motions to get him out by now. It is a cause of concern. I was gonna try to just be support for his counsel at some point, but, you know, it's going way further than that.
These are allegations, disturbing allegations regarding the Trump Doral incident. Do you have any idea what happened there?
I saw someone in pain, and I saw someone coming from a violent background. So, you know, whatever transpired in that time, we were separated. It looks like he encountered a lot of violence. Now, I know he comes, you know, from different backgrounds and cultures, and initially that's what I presumed, that maybe he was triggered in some way, that, you know, because I don't know if you remember Oscar Pistorius, and the South African runner that shot his girlfriend. You know, I was thinking,
Oscar Pistorius.
you know, he had some episode I didn't know about.
Paraplegic athlete. Unalived his wife, or that's what they said at the time. I think he said she was like in a bathroom or a room, and I think he shot through the wall or something like that, and unalived her. This was the claims at the time, right? I remember the case.
But with all the current information,
R.I.P. to
the
that
violence and
condolences
in
stuff.
his life, and if they were really associated with each other that way, it's possibly he picked up that violent rhetoric from him.
Do you believe he had some sort of relationship with Sean Combs, and what do you think that relationship was?
Oh, I 100% believe he had a very close relationship with Sean Combs, and I believe it was sexual.
Ooh.
Intimately sexual and violently sexual.
Ooh.
Now, this is only based on him telling me. I have no personal knowledge of that. I have absolutely no evidence of that besides his own representations and the representations of Cassie and, you know, other people who have made similar claims to what he did in the police investigation video.
Is there anything that you can share about what he told you about it?
Well, you know, I have to be careful here because, you know, we do have some marital privileges that I want to respect should his case ever go to court or he be pulled into a case about any of this. There are also attorney-client privileges. He did consult with me. Now, Johnny did give me a lot of leeway to talk to media and press. He wants his story to be told, but he really wanted me to tell it 7 years ago. And I withheld from telling his story because I didn't want in any way interfere with his defense or his case, because as you know, a lot of things can be taken out of context, it can be misinterpreted, and I said, I like to respect the court system and let things play out. Obviously, he's not had a trial, so he still deserves for people to know why he lost it, what went wrong.
I would like to know.
You know, I do believe it was as a result of a relationship with P. Diddy that's evidenced, by his contract that he signed. When he did provide me a copy of that contract and did give me permission to
Slipping all over the floor.
7 years again, and recently in conversations, he did give it to me almost in fear of his life. Like, Tanya, talk to everyone, you're the last person I can talk to, here, take this. That was kind of the way I caught everything. And it's like, who, what, and I was familiar with P. Diddy, when everyone was back in the 90s. And I haven't, he's become this mogul and kind of behind the scenes. And I hadn't really heard his name again until Johnny brought it up. But yeah, Johnny was an entertainer. He is a local celebrity. Like, you can go around Miami and ask people who he is, and they will know him. I wouldn't doubt it if some of the officers that day did know him, and that's why he's still walking. Because he could have lost his life that day, for sure.
One of the things that I heard you say previously about this NDA, and the reason we can say that this NDA may exist is because you noticed a change in Johnny's behavior, right? You noticed a change in terms of this urgency to move forward with a divorce filing. Can you talk about that a little bit more and how you believe, because people might say, well, I see this page, it looks like it was signed by Sean Combs, I hear the allegations that he signed an NDA, but there was something that you articulated that I want you to explain to our audience about why you think this is proof that he signed an NDA, his behavior at the time.
Oh, absolutely. We were divorcing, and I really didn't want to divorce Johnny. I really had hope for him. I really, in my heart of hearts, felt he was going the wrong direction with getting more involved. But I thought, well, he just loves to entertain, and who am I to stop that? Who am I to interfere? So I never argued with him or fought him on it, but I thought this will play out. We were in our 30s. We weren't young pups, experimenting. And so I thought, well, he's going to phase out of this. When we got together, he said he wanted to get out of this kind of doing parties and videos and different things. And so I believed him. And I said, well, who am I not to give him a chance? And so I thought he was going to age out of that. We'd go into something else in our relationship, it would mature, and he never stopped. And I never called him for the divorce. I didn't want a divorce. I was happy, not happy with us being separated, but happy with him as a person. It was really, to me, just his career that kept us separated, because I wasn't okay with it. He knew I wasn't, and it was like, look, get over this career and we can just move on. He came to me and he kind of was very similar in that way. He didn't like my response. He didn't like that I didn't like his career. And so that's where we kind of just let things lay for a while. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he calls me. He's like, I need a divorce. And I'm like, okay, we were separated. I'm like, sure, we'll do it. And he's like, okay, I need you to do the paperwork. Well, I'm an attorney, of course I could do the paperwork. A divorce is quite simple. We don't have any assets together. We didn't have any children. It's a very, simple divorce.
Appreciate you, me, Tom.
All of a sudden,
Me too, Tom. Appreciate you.
and the lawyers called me, you need to sign this paperwork, you need to get it signed. And I was like, what are you talking about? You told me you had no money. Why are you hiring a lawyer? When I'm a lawyer, I can do the paperwork, it's not a problem. Oh, you're taking too long, and I'm talking this is within a few days or weeks. And we've been married 6 years. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm taking too long, and you have to hire a lawyer. Where are you even getting money? I did ask him that. Where are you getting money to hire a lawyer? That you can't just let me handle this. And then it was his lawyer that told him to file the financial affidavit, that he was a personal trainer, which, I know he did way more than personal training. And that was it, and I was like, okay, fine, and I remember when we went to file the paperwork, we had a notary there. I literally rushed out of the house to sign the paperwork. That's how much he was pressuring me. So it wasn't just me thinking, and I was like, my God, okay, let me do it. And I knew something was up, but he wanted to divorce him again. Maybe he met a new girl.
Elevate Me to You, but make sure y'all check out my girl, Elevate Me to You,
so
y'all.
I went and forgot my ID. The notary public was like, oh, I'm not doing this. He kind of looked at us like, when people just say, why are you two shouldn't be getting divorced? It was one of those odd moments. But it was, he could just tell we still cared for each other, I think. And he was just like, well, you didn't bring your ID, I'm not going to do this. I said, that's fine. I'll take the paperwork, go get it notarized and bring it back. So I went and took it to the local notary, and he wouldn't leave me alone about getting the paperwork back to him. And I was like, what is going on? It's like, whatever. I went and got the paperwork done. I gave it back to him. And that's all I heard about it. And, I was just fine. I think I even got upset and told his lawyer, I was just upset with how he pressured me through the whole thing, and, acted like somehow it was going to create a problem for the divorce. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we've never had a problem in our marriage. Why are we going to have one in our divorce? So it was not a comfortable divorce, but it was what it was. So he went on his way, I went on my way, and that was it. And I didn't even know about the agreement until he randomly contacted me one night. And it was a few weeks before the shooting, and it was just rambling, and I signed this deal for all this money, and he started just throwing lawyer names left and right.
Salute.
Half I've never heard of. I think Gloria.
Salute if you dropped a like, I appreciate y'all. I want to get the poll on at least 100. I want to get the likes on at least 100. If you haven't dropped a like, I appreciate it. It helps the messages to get out. And I'm here covering the story. I'm live at the scene as well, so it's not like I'm fluffing and I'm guessing to y'all I'm reacting to someone. I'm just listening to what everybody's takes on everything because I'm here in the courtroom every day, and I'm also talking with professional people that's been covering stories their whole life. You know what I mean? So I'm learning so much every single day as well. So it's not, to me, it's not just, like some clout chase thing going to get a bunch of views, because the videos are going to get views if we're talking about certain things. I get that, but I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing by the view. People are getting updated correctly, not leaning into my opinion, letting the paperwork and let things speak for themselves. What we want to speculate on, we can speculate together about. It is not just about me speculating something to you so that you could run around just thinking something, because it's going to be a lot of that going on online. But some people going to say, are you paid? People going to be changing sides. People going to be saying things. You're going to be like, what you believe? You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot going on, especially in these coming weeks during this trial. This is an 8-week trial. Everybody that I met there, I'm telling you, we're all going to be around each other for like 8 weeks. So we're all becoming like a little family. Even the guards that's in there, everybody like, yo, I see your eye come in. Like, even the people that's searching you when you're going through the door. Like, this is how much people are recognizing everybody. We're going to be there around each other every single day. So, yeah, this is a lot. Shout out to Margie. I spoke to her today. She works for the big news station as well. She gave me a lot of insights today. She even kind of helped me with my conversation that I had with Renato Stabile, because she was having a conversation with him as well, and I was just seeing how she was asking certain things and certain questions. And these people know all the legal jargon. These people lawyers. These people are this. These people cover stories. Like, it's real. So I'm learning so much. So praise God for that I'm learning so much. Praise God that we here right now. And I'm able to update y'all in real time. So salute to that, salute to y'all, and I appreciate y'all.
Red was one of the names I heard, because I admire her. She was one of my inspirations to actually become a lawyer. I studied her throughout my entire life in her cases. They were very high profile.
Yeah. And
he mentioned her, and he mentioned a lot of other lawyers' names, and I was just like, wow, okay, maybe. I was looking at it positively, that something good, but he was not himself. He was frantic. He's, here you have to take this look, here's an agreement, and he gave me a lawyer's number to contact. I said he had the full agreement. I contacted that lawyer. He gave me the runaround. Of course, he did meet with me. He was very kind. He was very friendly with Johnny, but he refused to go into anything to do. And he actually, I tried to work with him to co-counsel, to defend Johnny, and he kind of blocked it. So at that point, I kind of hear, well, he's a little more favorable to the guys paying for the contract than he is Johnny, and I let it go from there.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because, Daily Mail reported that if you look at the divorce paperwork, as you mentioned, said he was a trainer making $2,000 a month, but then less than a month later, he apparently goes on the shopping spree, buys 5 properties for over $765,000, possibly an all cash deal. So you wonder again, where did the money come from? Did it come from this NDA agreement? Do you believe that Johnny is going to play a role in Sean Combs' criminal case? Do you believe that he has spoken with investigators in some capacity? Because if you look at this case where they're talking about sex workers being a part of these elaborate sexual episodes, freak-offs, Cassandra Ventura, again, we believe, could be a key witness in this case, possibly victim 1. You would think Johnny would be a key witness in this case. What can you tell us?
100%. As soon as Cassie filed her case, Johnny called me, and he said, Tanya, I have information, I can help her case. And at that point, I think it took a day for them to settle. And I said, Johnny, she settled the case, there's nothing to talk about. So, as an investigator, or if Cassie needed support for her case, 100% Johnny would be there. And Johnny would testify and support her, and I'm sure has personal, intimate information, both about her and P. Diddy. And he would gladly share that if he felt protected in a courtroom setting. But right now, I think he's afraid. I hope he will talk, but I think he's afraid. Whether they're going to call him if he's in witness protection, I don't think so. And the reason I think so is because I don't think they need him. I think there are so many victims that it's unfathomable for us, so apologize if I'm talking so much, for us to imagine how many victims there are. And I think Johnny is one of many. And I found it very interesting in the interview when Johnny was speaking to Secret Service for Trump, and he's going off the rails on P. Diddy, and a lot of the information he had was public, but he had some intimate information as well. And the Secret Service agent just said, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to hear about P. Diddy. Stop talking this nonsense. And, I saw Johnny's entire demeanor change in that interview. And I thought that was a big mistake.
It was before the lawsuits, it was before the arrest, it was before the indictment. That's why people are looking at this now and saying, oh my gosh, was there, something to this? And just to be clear, so you can't say definitively whether or not the government has subpoenaed him to come, obviously he's in a very interesting, precarious predicament, but to come and be a witness in the New York trial. We can't confirm that.
No, and they have complete access to him. So literally, they don't have to give him notice. And they know he's a cooperative witness. They'll know that from Cassie. They'll know that from him, yeah.
You had said something in the Daily Mail, and I couldn't quite understand it, or at least this is how they perceived your answer to it, that it wasn't a coincidence that the timing of the Trump Doral incident coincided with Cassie Ventura ending her relationship with Sean Combs. What did you mean by that, if that is the correct statement?
Yeah, that's absolutely the correct statement, because it just fits Johnny's personality. If he was in the home with these girls and P. Diddy, but the girls...
Heather, salute. Everybody drop a like, hit the poll, subscribe to the channel.
I would have told them, take the money.
I got uploads that I'm going to upload. I got a conversation with Renato Stabile. I got a conversation with someone from Diddy's side as well that I know him for 38 years or so. I'm going to be uploading that to my shorts. I'm going to be uploading to my upload section, but I'm also going to give y'all a sneak preview after this live. That's what I'm saying. Subscribe to the channel. On my next live, after this one, I'm going to show you some of the video of the guy from Diddy's side. And, he got the free puff on and all that, free puff hat. He got the whole shindig going on, straight up. Good brother, though, came up and spoke to me, told me his own opinions, told me about his history with Puff a little bit, went into a little bit what he could go into, told me his feelings about the judge, feelings of things like that in the courtroom. So we went into some of that. And yeah, a few other people from the news, news people, anchors, women, men and women I was speaking to as well, and a few other podcasters that was there as well. So I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek on some of those things. I need everybody subscribe to the channel now. Salute to y'all. Y'all got the poll to 100. I appreciate that. But we got to do the same thing with the likes. We just got to get the likes to 100 next time. If I'm not here for this whole time to see it go to 100. If you're watching this video on the end, try to get these likes to 100 and beyond. Try to get these likes to 1,000. Goal on these views of these puppy videos is 1,000 likes on every one of these videos. There's going to be a lot of people that watch this right now. Right now, currently, we're at 3,306 views. So that's what I'm saying. Look at the likes. But people like what they want to like, right? And we cannot force people to do nothing in life. And we cannot be mad because people don't do things. It's okay. In time, if I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing what I need to do, then I'll do something enough that make y'all want to like it. So I'm going to keep stepping in my game every day and being better at what I'm doing every day. And it's going to give y'all more of an initiative to want to like it. You know what I'm saying? I can't argue, yo, y'all need to. Sometimes I get in my bag with y'all, I be tight. But realistically, I don't think like that. You know what I mean? Everybody does everything that they want to do on their own time. And that's what we got to understand. You know what I mean? So salute to everybody and salute to that. You feel me? I ain't going to play some too, though. You know what I mean? I got a record with Mano this summer. It's called Trust No Hoes. Don't take the word hoes in no way. Men or women could be it. Shout out to all my recovering ex-hoes. I probably used to be one my damn self. cheating and doing the wrong damn thing. Yeah, that's whole like activities. So, salute to everybody. This is a record, me featuring Mano. I'm singing on the record. He's rapping. I rap. I sing. I rap all kinds of music, country, rock, R&B. I write music for people. And my new album's crazy. I got Tori on there. Remixes looking like Chris Breezy. What? Say I'm lying. Oh, okay. Okay. The record with Mano though is coming this summer. Video gonna be crazy. A lot of you beautiful women gonna be a part of it too as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's all real, man. Trust the hoes, yo.
Let's go.
Who the block?
Sugar block.
That's Mano talking in the beginning of the record. You already know the vibe. Y'all subscribe. The next video, I'm gonna give y'all some of the sneak peeks of the footage from on the scene today from the courtroom. When my homie used to fuck with her. Man, imagine when the ball hit her. If she really got a man, then he gotta understand, or that nigga better come get her. Thought she was about you, she was really about her dough. This summer, me and Mano on this record. Who the block? Yeah, Mano. What they do? Let's go. Through the whole crew. But she got ball players in her DMs. Fuck them both, then I woke up on the shade room. I really did wake up on shade room one day. That nigga shade off the shooter block. Dealers coming through a block. Can't judge her, can't trust her though. I'm just saying real niggas can't trust a hoe. It's just music, y'all. We ain't judging nobody. I told you, I'm a recovering one. I changed my ways, y'all. Gotta be honest. I said, trust no hoe, nigga, let's get rich. Okay, everybody two-stepping like this. Trust no, let's get rich. Okay, everybody two-stepping like. Trust no, let's get. Everybody two-stepping like this. Homie, get your money up. Can't trust no hoes. No. Thought she was about you, she was really about her dough. Talking about she got a man, she was me too. On the low, that's what she do. Yeah. Ooh, everybody subscribe to the channel. Like I said, man, we got a lot of dope stuff. My album's on the way, a lot of stuff. We got a dope film that I'm acting on. I do acting, I do film writing, I do a lot of stuff, man. We got a lot of dope stuff. Shout out to Don't Hide the Plug. Make sure y'all going to Don't Hide the Plug and subscribing on Instagram. Don't Hide the Plug. That's where you get all of the dope hats that I wear on my stream. All you gotta do is hit them and tell them, listen, UDA, that's the promo code. You get your discount on all of the dope hats that we wear. You know what I mean? They all come from New Era. All the hats come from New Era. So the quality is crazy, man. Just like your hats from New Era, that's hats. You know what I mean? So tap in with that. Make sure y'all all tap in what's going on with UDA. All of y'all be ready for the Discord that I'm going to be doing soon too as well. I'm going to be doing the Discord. So salute to everybody. I love y'all all. UDA. You know we on go, y'all. You know we on go. And